King Jehoshaphat. I preached on this passage before, never the same sermon. I've never been able to preach the same sermon twice and it sounds the same way. But here we have King Jehoshaphat, who was the mighty king of Judah. And you have to understand something, that Judah at the time is not a small little nation. They're not just a whip little nation off in the bushes somewhere that can be easily be defeated. This is Jehoshaphat. He is one of the best kings reigning the earth at the time. And he is sitting at his throne. Now you have to put yourself in the position that he's in. Now if you're Jehoshaphat, and of course when you start hearing of battles coming, people start getting alarmed and they start worrying what's going to happen. And if you're Jehoshaphat and somebody comes to you and says, listen Jehoshaphat, you've got an army coming against you. Honestly, Jehoshaphat may have not even been too scared or shaken by it. It's only one army. Judah at the time could have taken down one army. It would have had to have been a very mighty army to take him down. So one army may not have alarmed him. Two armies. At that point, he may have started saying, okay, we've got to come up with a different strategy. Because this strategy may work for one army, but it's not necessarily going to work with the second army. We've got to come up with a new strategy in order to win this war. But we still got a chance. But when you hear that three armies coming against you, you no longer take the stance of how do I win the war. You start taking the stance of how do I minimize the damage. Because the three armies coming against you, even if they're small armies, that makes up a big old army. And so Jehoshaphat at the time is probably alarmed. And never mind the people, and you know how people are. You come up and you say, you know, there's three armies coming against you. Next thing you know, they're knocking on the door. Well, what about this and what about that? And he can't even focus on how to win the war because he's too busy trying to help everybody else out and how to keep the people calm and how to say that he's going to win this battle. He can't even focus, probably. That's a problem. He's sitting up there, his head is probably spinning. He doesn't know which way to turn. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what strategy to take and what strategy not to take and where to go. Does he get the women and children out? Does he stand his ground and be a mighty king? What does he do? And the King Jehoshaphat finds himself in a place that many of us find ourselves. We're at a crossroads. Jehoshaphat finds himself backed up into a corner. You see, there's a wall behind him, and he looks, he says, okay, there's an army this way, I can't go out that way. There's an army this way, I can't go out that way, and there's an army this way, and I can't go out that way. So, Lord, what do you want me to do?
Come on, bro.
You've done taken, I can't go back any further because I'm up against the wall. You've surrounded me. The enemy has surrounded me. Lord, how do you want me to do it? And there's a couple of things that the Lord tells Jehoshaphat. The first thing is call a fast. He calls a fast. The second thing is he prays. The third thing is he sees it through. That's what his instructions were. If you read down further into the passage, this is a very lengthy passage. I don't want to read the whole thing. It's a powerful passage, though. And this is how Jehoshaphat fought his battles. So my question to you tonight is, how do you fight your battles?
Come on.
You see, Jehoshaphat found himself in an interesting situation. And I don't want to get too far off of context, but this is important to realize. There was three armies coming against Jehoshaphat. Jehoshaphat found himself in a similar situation that Jesus would find himself in. Well, what do you mean by that? Well, you turn over to Matthew chapter 4. When Jesus is out in the desert, guess how many devils attacked Jesus?
Come on, brother. Three.
Three armies attacked Jehoshaphat, not four, I'm sorry. Three armies attacked Jehoshaphat, and three demons attacked Jesus. And that's very important to understand. Because you see, we've got this theory about the devil these days. There's two theories behind it. You're giving the devil way too much credit.
Amen.
Don't give the devil no credit now.
Come on.
Amen.
And that's true, and I believe that 100%. But on the flip side, you got the people over here who don't believe the devil has power no more and are not afraid of the devil and don't care what the devil says about them, which is a good thing, but they become ignorant to the devil because they've always heard you're giving the devil too much credit. And how can you fight an enemy you don't even know who he is?
Come on.
So I believe, oh yeah, sometimes you can't give the devil all the credit. But on the flip side, be careful. Never become ignorant to the power that the devil does have. The devil has power, folks. You wonder why you go through problems. You wonder why you go through trials. You wonder why you go through tribulations. It's not because the devil's powerless. Now, mind you, his power is limited. Mind you, his knowledge is limited. Mind you, his time is limited. He's not God. He doesn't have the power of God. He never will have the power of God. But it is important to understand that the devil does have power.
Yes, he does.
He only comes to steal, kill, and destroy. In order to do that, he has to have what? Power. And so the devil goes out to Jesus, and this proves the ignorance of the devil, thinking that he's going to alarm Jesus. And Jesus is out in the wilderness for 40 days. And he comes to the point where you get hungry after a couple of
Come
months.
on.
And he comes to Jesus the first time and says, if you're Jesus the Messiah, you're all powerful, turn these stones into bread. Come on, do it. You're hungry.
Come on.
This will feed you. And of course, Jesus points out the scripture, man shall not live by bread alone. But that was a temptation by the devil.
Amen.
That was a physical temptation.
Yes, sir.
That was do this and you'll feel right. Do this, it'll help you so you don't starve to death. You've got to do this in order to reach your physical potential. That's one. That's the first temptation. So the devil leaves Jesus and he comes back, and what happens? He tells Jesus, he takes him up to the mountaintop and he says, if you're Jesus,
Come on.
command the angels to catch you.
That's right.
Jump. And of course Jesus bounces back with scripture and says, do not test the Lord thy God. But that was another temptation. That was an emotional temptation. That was questioning God. Should I go? Should I not? Should I test the spirits, or should I just stay where I'm comfortable? And see, then the devil he leaves and he comes back again the third time. And he offers him the biggest prize of all. He says, Jesus, if you will bow your knees to me
Yes, you
and
did.
confess me, I will give you all this land. He takes him up to another mountain. He says, all this land will be yours. That was a control temptation. That was a power temptation.
That's right.
That's a temptation that has driven history. You look at all of our past wars and battles, what drives them? Power.
Amen.
They all have something in common. Almost every war has power involved in it. Somebody wants the power of somebody else. Somebody wants the land of somebody else. It's a power thing. That's why the devil and God got into it to begin with, because of power.
Come on.
And so the devil comes to Jesus 3 times and offers him 3 different temptations. I've got news for you tonight. The devil's only got 3 temptations.
Come on, brother.
See, you wonder, well, what's next? Well, how is he going to tempt me next? I mean, you get over one mountain and then there's a valley. And you get out of the valley and there's another mountain. And you're thinking, well, what's next? I got news for you. You know what's next. It's only one of 3 temptations.
Come on.
There's only 3 temptations. But here's what the devil does. Is he takes that temptation, it's not always the same. He puts it in it's Christmas time, he puts it in a different box, wraps it up in a different wrapping paper,
Come on, brother.
puts a different ribbon on it, puts your name tag on it, and guess what you do? It's Christmas! And you open it and you go, and I fell for it. Because it looked good on the outside. Don't get me started. Because it looked good on the outside. Because it sounded good. Because it looked good.
Come on.
That's right.
And it's the same 3 temptations over and over and over and over, and you don't know what to do. You seem like you're fighting battle after battle, and you're looking and you're saying, Lord, where's the blessing part of it? You can't get to the blessings of God because you can't get through the battles.
Come on.
And God's saying, if you'll just endure the battles, I'll get ready to bless you.
Yes, right.
You see, there is a purpose. There's a purpose behind your pain. I don't care whether it's emotional pain or physical pain or whatever pain you've got. There's a purpose behind it.
Come on.
You can ask some people. There's somebody, and I promise you, they will tell you in this house today that there is a purpose behind their pain.
Yes.
That because of their pain, because of what they had to go through, God opened their eyes.
That's right.
There is a purpose behind it. But you have to understand the 3 temptations of the devil. And so those represent, in my opinion, the 3 armies coming against Jehoshaphat. And he didn't know which way to turn. He wasn't fighting one demon. He wasn't fighting 2 demons. He was fighting 3 demons at one time coming against
Come
him.
on.
He didn't know which way to turn or what to do. But read the Bible. Let me put on these glasses so I can see. Skip down to verse 23. And it says that after they finished slaughtering the man of Seir, they helped to destroy one another. And the men of Judah came to the place that overlooked the desert and looked towards the vast army and only saw dead bodies lying on the ground. No one had escaped. So Jehoshaphat and his men went to carry out the plunder, and they found among them a great amount of equipment and clothing and also articles of value, more than they could take away. There was so much plunder, it took 3 days to carry it all.
Come on.
Amen.
You're thinking, well, how can that be? He had 3 armies coming against him. He was bound for destruction. I came by, let me just stop right here. I came by to tell somebody that the devil told you you were bound for destruction.
Come on.
Come
The devil told you you were worthless. The devil told you to give up. The devil told you to turn around. Don't come into the church no more. They don't want you there. The devil told you the church is just full of hypocrites. That's what the devil tells the people today.
Come on.
And he said, turn around, because the devil knows that if you step foot in this church, something's going to happen to you.
That's right. Come on.
He knows what's waiting in him. You see, this is the same place.
Yes. Hallelujah.
You see, there's not a devil in hell that can come against you in here. Once you get into the house of the Lord, if you'll have a right heart and you'll have a right attitude and you'll look to the one who died for your sins, I guarantee you, things can change right here in this church. He don't want you in here. He don't want you in here. Because he knows what happens when you get into the presence of God. That's what Jehoshaphat did. He fasted, he prayed, he worshiped God. You see, there's power in worship.
Come on.
You see, those are three things we just forget about anymore. Nobody likes to fast. I'll be the first person to tell you, I like food. We don't believe in that fasting stuff no more. Fast, what's that? We don't believe in just putting a meal aside and devoting your time to God. We don't believe in that anymore. Man, it's prayer time. Okay, I've got this to do, and I've got that to do, and I've got to be here at 3 o'clock, and I've got to be here at 3:52, and I've got to be here at 4:01. Okay, God, I got 30 seconds to say a prayer, and you wonder why your blessing don't come through, and you wonder why you ain't got your healing, and you wonder why you ain't got your deliverance, and you wonder why you're so tempted. God's saying, if you'll take some time,
Come on.
cancel something. If you'll take some time and pray to me, I'll make things come true.
Come on, brother.
I'll make things come to pass.
That's it.
You see, he's ready to pour out a blessing that you won't have room to contain. If you'll take some time and you'll fast and you'll pray, and most importantly, in my opinion, worship. And the reason why I say it's most important is because A, it's the highest form of praise to God, but the other reason why I say that is because I think it's something that's not very practiced anymore.
Come on.
You say, well, people come to church and they raise their hands all the time. Well, sure, that's not necessarily worship.
That's right.
Because it's easy for me to put my hand up in the air. I can do that all day long. I can aim in the preacher all day long. I can shout for glory all day long. But that don't mean I'm worshiping.
That's right.
Worshiping is not tested in the good times. Your worshiping is tested in the bad times.
Come on, brother.
Oh, it's easy to raise your hand when you're up on the mountain and things are going good and the checks are rolling in and the marriage is good and the children are good and everything's paid for. That's when it's easy to raise your hands. But what about when everybody leaves you? What about when you don't know where your next meal's coming from? What about when you don't know how you're going to make it till tomorrow? What about when you're laying in the hospital bed and you don't know if you're going to walk out of there? Where's your worship then?
Come on, brother.
Amen.
See if you can worship then. That's when something happens. You see, Jehoshaphat had every reason not to worship.
Come on. That's right.
He was probably stressed. He was busy. His blood pressure was up. He had no reason to worship. I've got 3 armies coming against me. I'm busier than I ever have been. I don't have time. But he said, this is how we're going to fight our battles. We're going to worship. See, if you'll raise your hands when you don't feel like raising your hands. If you'll sing the song when you just really don't feel like singing the song. I mean, we really don't want to sing It's Joy Unspeakable when we're going through a hard time. I mean, we just don't like that. Let me tell you, it's real easy to tell somebody, give it to God, and God will handle it. But what about when it's you in those shoes? Because I don't know about anybody else, but that's the last thing I want to hear when I'm going through something. Well, God will take care of it. Well, God will take care of it. Well, God will take care of it. I don't want to hear it. But if you'll take it and you'll turn around and you'll say, yeah, you're right, God will take care of it. If I'll fast and I'll pray and I'll worship, God will take care of it.
Yes, He will.
In order to go to battle, you've got to do a couple of things. That was just my introduction. You've got to do a couple of things. You can't just show up for battle.
Come on, brother.
The U.S. military don't just pop up and say, we're here. I mean, they have strategies in place, and they have things they have to do, and they have protocol, and they have agreements that have to be signed, and there's things that have to be done before people just march into battle. You see, sometimes we're so ready. I mean, there's 2 types of people, in my opinion. There's people who do not want to fight the battle, and people who are too eager to fight the battle. You've got people, especially seasoned Christians, man, you just don't want to fight the battle no more. You fought it all your life. You fought the same thing. You fought the same devil. You fought the same temptation. You've done with the same pain. You needed the same healing. You just don't want to fight no more. And on the flip side, you've got younger Christians who are sometimes, oh yeah, I'm saved now, let's go to battle. Come on, devil, come on, I got you now. And you're so ready to get in there that you didn't take the time to make sure that you had the equipment that you needed. And the tools in your toolbox that you needed to go and fight the devil. And then you walk away and you wonder why you're defeated. You see, the first thing you have to do to win your battles is you got to suit up. You see, you got to dress up, you got to fix your speech, and you got to fix your acts. There's some things you got to fix before you win your battle. You got to dress up for battle. I don't mean actual clothing. When the U.S. military goes into the battlefield, they don't just go in their gym shorts and their gym shirts and tennis shoes and go marching out to fight the enemy. They just don't do that. No, what did they wear? They wear cargo boots and they wear camouflage pants and they wear vests a lot of times, and some have to carry weapons and you've got radios and you have to drive around in armored vehicles. They've got to suit up. Because if they didn't, they would be a prime target.
Come on.
You see, there's a reason why they do all that. There's a reason why they wear bulletproof vests. There's a reason why they drive around in armored vehicles. To make sure that no weapon formed against them shall prosper. That's the reason. So I got a question for you tonight. Are you dressing up so that no weapon formed against you shall prosper?
Come on, brother.
You better dress up for battle.
Yes.
You better put on everything. You better get dressed before you go into this battle. The next thing, you've got to learn how to talk. Because let me tell you, I think a lot of us lose our battles before we get out of the gate, and there's only one person to blame, and that's ourselves. Well, why do you say that? Well, that's not fair to say. Well, the first thing you do is you've got a battle rager. And what do you say? I'm not going to win this one. I didn't win the last one.
Come on.
You're right.
Come on.
You're not going to win this one with that attitude.
Right.
Well, I'm not going to fight this battle. I've fought too long, and I'm just going to just sit here and die. Well, you're right. You're going to sit there and die. You're right. You're completely right.
Come on.
You're going to sit there in your current situation, and you're going to die. Well, that's harsh. No, that's the truth.
That's true.
Your power is in your mouth.
Come on.
You see, when you see a battle out in front of you, though you don't want to, though you don't feel like it, though it's not always easy to do, if you'll say, okay, I got this one. Devil, you're already defeated in Jesus' name. See, something small like that will win so many battles. See, some of you don't have to keep fighting the battle for years and years and years. And if you'll just stand and say, Jesus, this is yours, I'm claiming my victory in Jesus' name. I'm claiming my healing in Jesus' name. I'm claiming my deliverance in Jesus' name. My salvation's been bought by Jesus' name. I'm claiming, if you will speak it, you will start seeing things come to pass in your life.
Yeah.
I promise you, if you speak it, it will start coming to pass.
That's right.
Quit losing your own battles. Quit losing battles you should be winning.
That's it.
You should have won some of these battles. Quit losing battles you should be winning. All you've got to do is speak. The third part of that is you've got to act right.
That's right. Come on.
I mean, sure, it's easy to put on the full armor of God, and it's easy to talk.